Okay, thank you very much, guys, for joining in on this Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. So this is about the people who are looking to buy their home for first time. So we would be discussing about various aspects of buying a first time home. And here with us today we have Ron Gulati. He is one of the expert in our team on first time home buyers. So Ron, you would like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Ritesh. Thank you for inviting me for this session. And thank you, everyone, for coming and joining us on this long weekend. And first time home buyer session is so important because people, when they're buying their first house, they have so many questions, like endless questions they have. How the process works, what is the cost, what type of home should we buy, which area to choose. So, this presentation, thanks to Ritesh and Team Ryan, that we will be able to answer all the questions. If you still have some questions, you can contact us after the meeting.
Yeah. So let me introduce myself also. So I'm Ritesh. Basically, I look after this team Ryan, and we are trying to help people. We do a lot of pre-construction, commercial, a lot of stuff, and we have good expertise in first-time home buyers also. So let's start from there. Okay, so looking to buy your home for the first time. So what are the things we should take care? So if you want to find this presentation, you can always go to the internet, and on internet you when you type team Ryan, when you write team Ryan on Google, you will find our website. So we have two websites. One is for, of course, for the first time home buyers and pre-construction, and one is for more for the business or commercial stuff. So you can go to our this website ryan.ca. So once you go there, you find in buyer tools, we would be discussing this buyer tools multiple times today. So you can see this pre-construction presentation which we had yesterday, sorry, and today we are gonna have this first time home buyer presentation. Once you click this, so you can see this presentation what me and Ron are showing you right now. Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, so basically this is a 12-step guide which we like, these are the steps we have defined when you're looking to buy your home. These are the various steps you should take. So Ron, would you like to go on these points?
Yeah, briefly, I'll explain about these points and make sure you're ready to buy. There are two things that you need to make sure of. One, are you ready for the transition? Because rental and buying, your monthly expense will be different. So you need to understand, sitting with your realtor, your mortgage agent, your lawyer, your team, what will be your monthly expense after you buy the house. Second, depends upon what kind of property you're buying, there will be added monthly expenses. Like if you'll buy a condominium apartment, you need to consider the maintenance too. So another thing you need to decide is, are you okay with the mortgage right now or not? Do you have enough down payment, closing cost? So all the things you need to decide before you start looking for properties. Second point is figure out how much you can afford. Same thing. Talk to your mortgage team, talk to your bank. You have multiple options. Even we work with a lot of mortgage teams, and you can check that how much you can afford. Third thing is decide what you want to buy. For first time home buyers, especially for new immigrants, there are different types of homes. Normal townhome is different from stacked townhome, back to back townhome, condominiums, POTL, freehold, semi detached, detached, bungalow, all these are different structures. Back split, side split, everything is different. You need to see what your need is, requirement is, and what will suit you. Fourth is find a realtor that is right for you. It's possible that you find a realtor and it might not suit your criteria. So try to find one with whom you're comfortable with, because it can be a long journey. It can be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months journey to find a good house. So you'll be working as a team with your realtor. So try to interview some realtors, try to check if they know about the process, the agreements, and try to finalize one so that it will be a smooth process for you. Next step is see what's out there. So once you finalize your realtor, he will show you what exactly you will get in what areas. Like if you're living in GTA, what you can expect to buy if you move towards west of Toronto, if you towards east of Toronto, and if you move towards north of Toronto. So what are the prices expected? What is the benefit of buying in what area? That you will be discussed with your realtor. Then you finalize your strategy when you know exactly what you want and when you know where you can get that, like the location and the price. Then you finalize your strategy. How to put an offer. Will you be putting a firm offer? Will you be putting some conditions on the offer? How flexible you are with the closing? All these things you finalize, and according to that will be your strategy. Now, arrange a mortgage. As you've already discussed with your mortgage broker how much you can afford, then once you finalize the house, you need to arrange a mortgage. If it's a conditional offer, you get 5 days or 3 days, depending upon the situation, to arrange the mortgage. If there is no condition of mortgage, the house is yours as soon as you sign it. Add a lawyer to your team. A lawyer is very important to add before you start, because sometimes you need a lawyer when you go for a visit. After you have purchased the home, before closing, we take our clients for 2 visits. Now, in those 2 visits, if something is wrong with the house, like appliances are missing, lights are broken, windows are broken, something is wrong, which was not there when you put the offer, lawyer will help you fight before closing. Even title search is done by the lawyer. So it's very important to have a good lawyer in your team. Then making an offer. Once your whole team is ready, you make an offer, grab a property, and the house will be yours. Now, the time period between putting an offer, when the offer is accepted, and closing, it's also very essential. So be in touch with your team. Whatever you do in your financial, like any decision that you take, like buying a new car or getting another credit card, talk to your team first in that period so you don't get into trouble. Then find a home inspector. Now, inspection sometimes is very important, sometimes it's not that important. Some people are ready to take a risk and they avoid home inspection, but some people, they don't want to take a risk, they will have home inspection for sure. Talk to your realtor about home inspection before you put an offer, if you want it or if you don't want it. Close the deal. It's very important, the closing day, and it has to be smooth. So keep in touch with the lawyer and the realtor and the mortgage agent, all three, before closing. The funds are getting from bank to the lawyer or not. So you should keep everything in loop so that everything is smooth. Now, move-in is also very important. As soon as the closing has been done, go to the house, take the keys on the very same day, and check that everything that was promised to you, like the appliances, the everything that has been promised, is there or not. If something is missing, contact your realtor on the same day, contact your lawyer, and everything can be fixed on that particular day. So this is all about the process.
Yeah, and you can always click on this link and you will always land to our website, and all the things would be in detail, what Rohan has told you in summary. Okay, Rohan, thanks. So let's move to the next. Guys, if you have any questions, you can always type in Q&A box, and either me and Rohan will take your questions in between. And if something is still missed, we can always take the questions in the last, because most of your question would be addressed while we are taking this presentation, but we would still like to take as many questions as possible, so that it should be an interactive session where we both are, like, you are also participating, we are also there. So land transfer tax is, we will come to this calculator. So there is a land transfer tax which is applicable, and there are some land transfer tax incentives which we will be discussing. So basically, higher the price, more the land transfer tax. You see this table, up to 55,000. First 55,000 of the purchase price is 0.5%. Then you move ahead, then it's 1%, then 1.5%, and after 400,000 is 2%. So typically, now properties are now in the range of 1 million. So anything you're paying more than 1,000, you're paying 2% on that. So this is a land transfer tax. Land transfer tax is right now not there in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, but all other provinces have land transfer tax. So we are talking about land transfer tax in Ontario. Of course, in other provinces, the land transfer tax would be different. So now, what are the government programs? This is a very interesting question which people keep asking us. What are the first-time home buyer special program, government program? So I'll click on this link and I'll try to share a couple of programs with you. So the first program is the CMSC Purchase Plus Improvement. So CMSC is basically federal body which help you, like if you have less than 10%, 20% down payment. So they have the program which we'll be discussing. So this is a Purchase Plus Improvement program where you buying a house and you are telling them that we will be doing this much improvement. It could be basement, it could be any renovation, due to which the price is supposed to go up. So they give you uh, mortgage on the revised appraised value, and that amount, extra amount, would be used for the improvement purpose. So this is a CMSE Purchase Plus Improvement, and many banks are offering this kind of mortgages nowadays. So just an example, purchase price is 120, 100,000 and 25,000 the renovation. So the bank will fund 95%, because CMSC can go up to 95%, as you know. So this is how it's going to work. Second is the RSP home buyers plan. So you can contribute, you can take out of 25,000 in your calendar year, and you can put towards the home purchase, and this amount is basically kind of tax. I would not say tax free, tax deferred, because you can pay this amount back in a couple of years. So basically, you can withdraw the fund and you can pay back in 15 years. So if you can pay back in 15 years, that amount is not taxable. It can go back to the RSP. So basically, you're withdrawing the money from the RSP and paying it back. So you can go up to 50,000 in that. Then we have a 5% down payment program, which is very famous program. Here basically the CMS is involved and there is a CMS fees is involved. So once I'll go to the calculator, I'll show you how the fees work. So you can, if you pay less than 20% down, it could be 5, 10 or 15 every time. CMSC will insure the mortgage, that's called CMSC insured mortgage, and there would be a fees which would be involved that for that particular mortgage, and this fees will be added to your mortgage amount. Let's say you're taking a mortgage of 500,000 and you're paying 5% down. So 475,000 the mortgage, and the fees, which is around 18,000, would be added back to the mortgage. So you are not having basically 95%. I would say you will be have 98% mortgage, depending upon the mortgage and the fees. So this is the CMSC program. And then adjust your new house rebate. So basically, if you're buying a new house, then you might be qualified for HST rebate, and which report this rebate could be as long as big as 30,000. And if you're a first-time home buyer, or you are living in the house, or you are somebody in blood relation, like directly related with living, then this might be applicable. This is for the brand new pre-construction houses. Then there's a land transfer tax rebate program. So if you're a first-time home buyer, then you can get up to 4,000 land transfer tax rebate, and this is only one time. So when you buy next time, this rebate will not be applicable. So this is the land transfer tax rebate. And then you have a first time home buyer incentive program. So basically how is work, this is a new program which CMSC has released 2 years back or 1.5 year back. In that program, basically if there is a existing home, then CMSC will contribute. So CMSC contribute in the down payment. So the difference between this program and the earlier program was, there in that program CMSC was giving an insurance. Here the CMSC is putting in the down payment. So if you're buying a builder house, the CMSC can go up to 10%. If you're buying an existing home, CMSC can go for 5%. Let's say CMSC give you 5%. So what would happen? CMSC is not charging any interest on that amount, but when you sell the house, whenever you sell the house, based on that price, CMSC will take the money back. So let's say you bought a house at 500,000 and CMS is put 25,000. Now you're selling the house after 5 years and 1 million. So CMSC contribution, which was 25,000, will be now doubled, because the house has almost doubled in price. So as the price increases, the CMSC will get the more. So basically they become equity partner. But the only problem with this kind of program is not many people are qualified, because there is a limit, like 480,000 is the limit for the uh, income. And so family income should be not more than 120,000. So mortgage can go up to 480,000. So this program in GTA, since very less property are under this price, so it was not very popular actually. And then first time home buyer tax credit. So basically when you file your income tax and you buy a home, so you can get up to 5,000 tax credit, but then they are now increasing the limit, I think 5,000 to 15,000. So soon this amount will be there. So these are the various program which we wanted to discuss with you as a first time home buyer, the advantages or the program you have. Any questions you can always ask us in the Q&A box and we would like to answer. Now the thing is title insurance. Ron, would you like to discuss about this?
Sure. So title insurance is very important. Banks will not give mortgage without title insurance. And even for yourself as a new owner, it's very important to be insured in this case. So this is a one-time payment that you will be doing, and the lawyer will be helping you for title insurance. This means that when you buy the title, like when you buy a house, it is a clean title. Like there is no other lien, hidden cost, or hidden loan on the title. For example, if you buy a house and you have a conflict with your neighbor, that this fence area is yours or the neighbor's, and you cannot resolve the conflict, title insurance will cover it. If there is a loan that you didn't know when you're buying a house, and if somebody comes up and says that I have a loan on your property, title insurance will cover it. If property tax is not paid, but the seller said that I have paid it, but city comes back to you for property tax, title insurance will cover it. So it's very important. The approximate cost for title insurance is around $500 to $600. That is paid only one time to the lawyer.
And also the title insurance is not mandatory, but I think you should do it because this would protect you.
Yes.
This will give you peace of mind with respect to any claim. Okay, so there are a couple of tools which are there on our website, which I would like to share very quickly, and you can always try yourself. So the price drop alert. So if you want to see if some price is going down, now price drop alert from where it comes. So if somebody is reducing the price, now this is happening in February, March, the market was at a peak. The April, the market getting now softer, and May and June we are expecting more market to soft because the new first time home buyer, sorry, new stress test is coming. So the mortgage will be a little difficult. And now you see the more homes which were listed at a higher price, now they are reducing the price. So how you can see, let's for example, I want to see the price drop in, let's say, Brampton. I need to put my name, email ID, and phone number. So it will show me all the properties where the price is recently reduced. So see, all this property, the price has been recently reduced. You can have a look, but it will not give you access till you actually fill the form. So the price is reduced by 100,000. The price is reduced by again 100,000. So the see the prices are now changing. They are reducing. Once you put your detail, it will show you the exact detail of the property. Second, you can get a daily email alert. So you can put your location, let's say in Mississauga, whatever area you want to put detail. You want 3 bedroom, you want 3 washroom, you want whatever price or type of home. So our system will give you every day daily report. You can fix a radius also, like you want to get like this radius. So you can put the address, and from that address you can put in radius. It will keep sending you the, as soon as a new listing come in that region, it will keep sending you those listings. Now if you want to find your dream home, so you can again put your details, what kind of home you're looking. Let's say you're looking at a home in Toronto, and you can always put the type of home, price range, and everything. Our system will give you exactly the same kind of listing you're looking for. Now neighborhood buzzer is very interesting. So whatever address you're living, say for example you're living at 13 Greenbush, whatever code, and you can put a radius. So whenever a home is listed in that circle or that radius, it will give you instant. So it is not price specific. Any listing in that region will come, you'll get a notification. Now this is very interesting. Mortgage. So here the whole process of defined how the mortgage you get, what kind of mortgage you get, fixed term, open term, close. So just to give an idea, there are two kind of mortgage you can get. One is the fixed term. So there are two things. One is term. One is the amortization. So you might have heard amortization 30 years, 25 years. So I will discuss this calculator where there I'll show you the term and amortization also. And again, the interest, like interest could be fixed or the variable. So, and the variable, it comes through the Canada, Bank of Canada's rate, so prime rate. And there are a couple of terms which I would like you to read this article so you'll get an idea how exactly it work. So just to cut short, when we say fixed mortgage, so they give you a fixed percentage for next couple of years. So you are not worried whether the market goes up, down. So your for that particular tenure, your rate of interest remain the fixed. But if it is variable, so it get changed by the prime rate. Let's say the currently prime rate minus 1 basis point. So prime rate is 2.45. So you are getting 1.45. But as the bank prime rate increases, your rate of interest also increases. So this is how it get changed. So these are the some general terminology we have mentioned here. So how the credit score affect your mortgage, how other things affect. A couple of home buying tips we would like to give. So if you click here, you'll get all the tips. Whatever we have discussed, couple of things already. But if you want to see more details, so you can always check and get more details on the program. Then real estate reports. So if you want to find some reports like buying secrets, 10 question to hire realtors. So all these things, all the reports are available. So you need to go to click to this link and you can find this report. Okay, so this is all about. So now we will discuss about the calculators. So if you want to calculate the land transfer tax, you can click on this calculator and you can click on the calculate. So you can always put the uh, purchase price. Let's say the purchase price is 500,000 and you're living in, now the thing is in Toronto, the land transfer tax is double than other regions. So let's say if I calculate in Toronto, so I'm paying provincial and municipal. But if I go to Brampton, Mississauga and Caledon, let's say Peel, So it is only provincial, not municipal. So just keep in mind, if you buy in Toronto, the land transfer tax would be double actually. And if you're a first time home buyer, if you click this, then you get rebate also. So this is how you calculate the land transfer tax. Then the mortgage calculator, basically we have a couple of good mortgage calculators. This is very interesting. You should see that. So for example, if you're buying a house of, let's say, 700,000, now you have multiple option. You can put 5% down. So the 5% down program, how it works, so up to 500,000 you're paying 5%, and after 500,000 you're paying, have to pay 10%. So basically it's not 5, it's 6.43. Let's say if the purchase price is 400,000, so you can pay only 5% also. That option is there. But if the value is more than 500,000, then you have to pay more. Let's say 700,000. Okay, so the case, if you have 6% down payment, 10%, 15, 20. So if you see, there is an insurance, CMS insurance, which we discussed. So you can, so this CMS insurance would be there. If the less down payment is less, insurance would be more. Down payment is more, insurance would be less. So these are total mortgage required. So in this case, you are paying for insurance also. So basically, down payment plus insurance. Okay. Now amortization. So how many years you want the mortgage to be there? Let's say the amortization for CMSC insurance is not more than 25 years, but in case of 20% down payment, you can go for 30-year amortization also. Now the rate of interest, let's say whatever, there are multiple rates, let's say 1.74. So now you can see the difference, how much the mortgage would be here. So this include principal and interest, how much the mortgage would be here, how much mortgage would be here, how much mortgage would be here. So you can calculate what you're expecting to pay in case of 20% down. Now, a couple of other things, land transfer tax. Let's say you are in Mississauga. Let's say you're a first time home buyer, so it will give you all the rebates. Now, how much cash is needed? Let's say in case of 5% down, 45% is the down payment. This is the insurance. This is that land transfer tax. This is lawyer fees. This is title insurance. 55,000 home inspection fees, appraisal fees, all that. So now, if you want to calculate how much down is required in case of 20% down, so you can check all that. So it will give you exact idea. So you need to open calculator, so it give you all the ideas. So again, how to find our website? You can always go to Google. You can just put Team Rhine, and we have two websites. One is for our general team website, and second is for special for first time home buyer and other. So this is Rhine.ca. If you click this, so in the buyers we have all these tools, buyer tool, the presentation which I'm running now, this is, and then we have all these calculators what I show you. So if you go to calculators, you can find all that. So this is how you can calculate. Now you want to see how much is the principal and how much is the, so you can always put your monthly expense also, like how much property tax you're going to pay, how much utilities you're going to pay, how much internet, if you want to see your cash flow. And also you want to see the interest rate risk. If the rate of interest change from this to this, how much the difference would be. Let's say if the rate of interest change from 1.74 to 3.89, what is the mortgage you're going to pay? So you can see that. Now amortization schedule. So amortization schedule is basically if you pay 5% down, for the first year, how much you are paying total, how much you're paying the principal, how you pay the interest, so on so forth. And if you're putting 20% down, how much you're paying the principal, how you pay the interest. So you can calculate. So every year, so this is the 5-year term. So 5-year term means basically 5 year you are paying fixed rate, and after 5 years the things might change. So have a look on this calculator, run it yourself. Trust me, it's very easy, and it will give you a lot of, and same way you can use this for refinance. Refinance is as good as buying a new house. Basically you're refinancing a house. You're getting mortgage, and you can get at 80% of the up to 80% of the appraised value, you can get the mortgage. Now let's come to the another tool, mortgage affordability calculator. Now question is how much mortgage you can take based on your income. So this is again a good tool which will tell you how much exactly. So basically, let's say your income is 100,000, and let's say your partner's co-applicant income is 50,000. Let's say the property tax is 400 a month. Let's say condo fee, let's say let's say 100, or let's say 300 a month, let's say, and heating cost, let's say 200 a month. So if you put, and now if you have a credit card, car payment, let's say I have a car payment of 500 a month. So if you put everything, how much you can afford. If I click here, it will tell you, okay, I can afford a house of 989,000 with a 20% down. Let's say if the down payment is less, then how much I can afford with the rate of interest 25-year, and the rate of interest, let's say, is same, then I can afford, this is the amount. So this is how you can calculate how much you can afford, how much you can get, so all this cash needed and other things are there. So these are the various tools you can use to evaluate your requirement, and I hope this would be very handy for the people who are seeing it first time. Okay, let's move ahead, Ron. So pre-construction, Ron, I think this you can tell better. What are the benefits for the first-time home buyer if they like to go for the first-time?
So the benefit of pre-construction is, if you are not able to afford a mortgage right now, right away, you can at least invest in real estate market and be a part of the appreciation that is happening. You all know GTA, Toronto, anywhere near GTA, it's growing very fast. And why? Because a lot of new people are coming in this country. Maximum people come to Toronto and GTA. So that's why the demand is very high and supply cannot meet the demand for at least next 6 to 7 years. So that's why some people, they're not willing to close right now. They don't want to leave their place, or they are, there can be any reason they cannot buy a house right now. So it's at least better to buy something in pre-construction. Even if you don't close it, you might be able to sell it on assignment, make some profit, and buy something else in resale. I have done with a lot of clients, and it's all you need to discuss with your realtor what is best for you and what is the benefit and what is the negative part of buying a pre-construction. So no mortgage required right away. You have time to save the deposit, because deposit we don't need right away. We can have 1 year, 1.5 year to pay the deposit to the builder. Your home comes under warranty, that is 7 years of Terrian warranty, and it can be used as an investment tool. So that's a really good tool in pre-construction.
Yeah. So now assignment. So this is very interesting thing in pre-construction. So as a buyer, there are so sometimes instead of going to the builder, I would suggest you to buy assignment. The reason we should buy assignment, or because sometimes you need a brand new house and you want closing in 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, then assignment is the best option. You have more options. There is less competition because assignment is not advertised on MLS. So most likely there are not multiple offers in assignments. Peace of mind, like you can negotiate on the price and other things. You have more choices because sometimes builder give you a choice before closing. Okay, if you want to change your finishing up colors, upgrade, negotiate, because in assignment negotiation happens. You get a brand new suit. So instead of waiting for 2 3 years, you can buy. And sometimes the taxes you can save, like HST rebate and other things. So this is about assignment. And now, of course, there is a question always we keep hearing: what should we buy, pre-construction, resale, or assignment? So my take on that would be, you should buy pre-construction if you think you are not have any enough down payment and you are not ready to afford anything, and you won't can wait for 2 3 years, and you still want to make some equity, you can still want to make the benefit of the market how it's going, then I think pre-construction is a good option for you. But if you are ready for the down payment and if you want only and only brand new, then you may go for assignment. But if you are ready with the down payment and if you're not particular about brand new, then I think you should go for resale. The reason is resale is always less expensive than assignment, and assignment is always less expensive than pre-construction. But eventually when the pre-construction get ready, most likely price get increased, so people eventually make some money there. But if you're ready, you have down payment, mortgage in place, then I think first time home buyer should go directly in resale without any second thoughts. And then again, the question is again rent versus own, whether we should rent it or whether we should own it. So maybe Ron, you can put some lights on this.
Sure. So it's a privilege to own a house in anywhere in the world. Renting, the rent increases every year, but if you get a fixed rate for 5 years, your mortgage will remain the same. So this gives you more stability. Second is you build equity. So as you're paying your monthly payments towards the mortgage, maximum part is going towards your principal. Why? Because the rate of interest is very low. So you make some equity. Third is, for example, if you like a house which is for 900,000, but you cannot afford it right now. So you buy something for 700,000. So the difference is 200,000. In future, after 3 4 years, when you sell this and buy the same home, you only pay the difference, that is 200,000, because you're a part of the appreciation that is happening. If you're renting, you're not a part of the appreciation. The monthly payment you're paying is paying off the mortgage of the landlord, not yours. So it's generally a good investment because, as I told you, in Canada, the prices of real estate will increase at least for 5 to 7 years. So once you have a property, you enjoy the appreciation. Last is more privacy, because there is no landlord policy, telling you what to do, what not to do. It's your house. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. So another program which some people keep asking, which is rent to own. So basically, how it work? So you can rent a house. Basically, it's like buying a house where instead of you close, somebody else close for you. Somebody who is a person who has a good credit, or somebody who has a down payment. So how it work is, you live in the house, you pay mortgage for the house as a rent, and you close the house after 2 years. So let's say Ron is a person who can sponsor me, and there is another person who want to sell the house. So other person, so Ron does the closing for the house, and they sign a rent to own program where I would be living on rent for 2 years, let's say, and I would be paying the down payment within this 2 year time, and I will be arranging my mortgage. So this rent to own program is good for the people who have either not good credit or not enough down payment. But I would say, if you have a down payment, if you have some everything, then go for your own house, because anyway, the person who is giving buying you're buying house for you, they're also making money on you for sure, because they don't sell you the same price, they always sell at a higher price. So basically, you live in the house. So it is better than renting a house, of course, but it's still not good. Like owning a house is still good, because we have all the program where you have 5% down and you can still buy the house. So better go for that. So now, what are the some affordable option under 600K? Now people keep asking us, Ron, like there is nothing under price, everything is over asking. But the good news is things are getting better. And if I want to show you last 1 month what has happened, and last 2 months what's happening, so market is already getting better. So I will show you some real examples. I will not show you something which is listed. I'll show you something which is sold in the market, with something where you can actually see the prices are getting better now. I think this is a very 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 good time to buy a house if you're not bought, like if you miss the bus, because the price is now corrected, and inventory is there in the market, seller are getting distressed, and last 1 month was really really good for the buyers, and now is still good. So I would say this is a good time. So you can focus on condo townhouses, which people don't know. I will show you what is that. uh, Outside GT options are also good, because if you are a first time home buyer, you don't have enough, cannot buy and afford a house in, let's say, Toronto or Mississauga, Brampton, but you can still buy houses in Brantford, Barrie, and other cities where the prices are not that high. You can still afford that, and maybe put them on rent. You'll get a similar rent, but at least you start building equity. You might be in rent here, so you can do that. So just to give an idea how these options work, and what you might buy in assignment, as we discussed. Because, and last thing, maybe condominium, because something's better than nothing, and condominiums are now appreciating, and condominiums are giving very good returns. And we have a case study on condominium which we discussed actually yesterday. So if you see the market, the the condominium markets are prices are almost stable from last 1 year. Now they go will up, but the low rise prices are at all time high. So, or now they are corrected already, because this is 1 month, 1.5 month old slide. So you can still buy in condo as an end user or investor, and they would appreciate more. Chances are there. So let me show you some options which are sold. I would say this month. I'm not going to any other month. So let me show you residential condos and others. I'm showing you the sold one. I'm not showing you something which is there. And let me show you GTA. Let's not go outside GTA. Let's put Peel. Let's put let's put Toronto. Let's put York. Maybe Hamilton, because that's part of again GTA. And let me show you all the houses which are at least 3 bedroom. I'm not showing 2 bedrooms as of now. Let me show you which are sold in last 30 days. Sold in last 30 days, and the sold price is under, let's say, 600,000. And I would be showing you not condo but condo townhouses. So can you see there are more than 77 units sold under 600,000? I'm showing you the selling price, where the 3 bedroom minimum. And let's put, okay, let's try to put finished basement also. Let's say how many comes. Oh, 41. Great to see. So now I'm showing you all the houses which are 3 bedroom sold under 600,000, and let's make 550 for the sake of saying how many comes. 16 houses sold 550 in GTA, and let me show you those houses. So don't think the market is already corrected. Market is already getting better and better. So now this house is in, of course, in Hamilton. So this is a finished basement. It's a 3 bedroom, 1 bedroom in the basement. There is a condo maintenance fee. Now people keep asking me why we should pay this maintenance fee. Now you need to understand one thing. This maintenance fees include the exterior. This includes the snow removal. This remove the garbage removal, and this remove the road maintenance. So normally, for if there is a maintenance, you will always see the taxes lower side. So this was listed at 399 and sold at 455. So we can always debate on this thing, but this is still betting is better than renting, because there is a finished basement also which you can always rent. 455. This was sold in 16.5 like last week. Another house sold 520 Hamilton, maintenance 270 2100, and this is finished walkout basement. So I think this is rentable with the car garage option. Another house Hamilton. So let me remove Hamilton for the timing, and let me show you a couple of other options, because Hamilton anyway, but let me now remove Hamilton and show you other options. So these are the options. This house was sold in Brampton. This is sold 2 weeks back, and this is again 3 bedroom finished basement, and there is a maintenance fee, but there is taxes are lower, and still this is the house you have. And then another house sold in Corner House and Unit, Toronto, and 472 sold price, taxes is just for 1300. Let's move ahead. The house 515 sold finished basement, and you see the 4 bedroom plus 1 bedroom. Another house sold 530 Brampton, sold price. I'm talking about sold. I'm not talking about listed price. Listed price was, now you see things are selling close to listing, and this was 35 days in the market. So things are getting better. I think this is a good time for first time home buyers. Now this house with garage sold at 549, listed at 549, and days on market 18 days, and again finished walkout basement. And maybe if you want to like to see the pictures, not bad. So guys, don't think there is an inventory in the market. You need to have a good realtor who can find that for you. So a lot of good options are there in the market. See, under asking, listed 579, sold 550, end unit. So can you see? And I'm showing the last 1 month intentionally, because last 1 month is almost is going very good for the buyers. So guys, don't miss this opportunity. Get something for you. Of course, the freehold and other things would be expensive, and say same way they would have higher taxes also. So there are good units sold in the market. There are things getting sold in the market, which I wanted to give an idea. So how we can help you? Sorry, let me go to the back to the presentation. So why Team Ryan? So we have a team of now 75 plus people, experienced realtor. We are part of EXP Realty, who is a NASDAQ listed brokerage with 3,000 agents. We are working exclusively in buying and selling of residential properties. We have good exclusive listing within our team. We get access to off the MLS assignment listings also. We know how to negotiate and proper due diligence to give you the best possible deal. We help you to get back finance. We help you to get a good lawyer at good price. We help in inspection and upgrading your home. We give you free digital concise services, like you're moving your house, your first time home buyer, you don't know how to switch the electricity and hydro and other things. So we have free service for you. So we have dedicated office in Mississauga, which is on Highway 401 427 near Airport Corporate Center, 2425 Matheson Boulevard. And so we have area of expertise in resale, pre-construction, assignment, commercial, land, flipping business. So these are our websites. And now I'm open for the questions. Ron, can you read the questions if somebody's asked questions? And let's try to take the questions.
I think there are not much questions there. One question was that I tried to answer is what documents are required for mortgage for Indians? So we're not sure the exact question is. because it depends upon what status you have in Canada. Are you work visa? Are you permanent resident? Are you citizen now? Are you student visa, visitor visa? I have helped visitor visa people to buy homes recently who are not even in this country. We have helped people who are even living in Dubai, Nigeria to buy businesses and homes there. So there is a solution for every problem, but if the person can be precise, we can answer better. Otherwise, I think all questions are answered. Guys, if you have any questions, you can ask right now.
The one question was like, is it applied to second home? So CMSC first time home buyer program is only for the first house. That's 5% down, 10% down. There are alternate ways, like maybe you can get a private finance, second mortgage. So multiple other options are there. Depending on your risk appetite, we can buy the houses. See, we are there to help you. We are there to consult you. That's what we are here. So as I said, if you have any question, you can always come back to us and ask question.
I need to
What's
ask something. I need to add something to this question. That is it applied to second home? If you have bought your first home with CMHC insurance and you sell that home and buy another, so that technically is your second home. You're not a first time home buyer. You can get CMHC insured mortgage. You can if you sell first and buy second. I have done this for a client.
Yeah. So basically, you have to declare that that's your first home, and investment property is different. So basically, any investment property you will not get, and that's properties you should be have owned the property. So now the question is, what is the real estate agent main motive to sell the home after the help or to help the buyer? So basically, just to give an idea, there are two real estate agents involved in the deal. One is the seller's representative, one is the buyer representative. Of course, the seller's representative target is now, many people don't come to me and they ask, why should I have a buyer agent? Why should not I interact with the seller agent directly? Now, the question is, seller agent is to protect the seller. They are not here to protect you. So they have to get the best value for the seller's house. The buyer agent role is to give the best possible deal for their buyer. That's what there are two agent system. That's what you see most of the deal where the buyer go and buy directly from the seller agent. They always buy expensive home, which I've seen. So always, because you're not paying any commission to the buyer agent, because the commission is always paid by the seller or seller agent. So there is no harm in hiring a buyer agent and hiring a good agent. Sometimes, Ron, people ask me question, why should I sign a buyer representation agreement? Why should not I work with 7 different agents? Now the problem is, if you work with 7 different agents, every agent understands that you are not a serious buyer. You're working with 7 different people. Nobody will give you that weightage. If you sign a buyer representation agreement with a person, then the person would show you hundreds of property, tens of property, and they're interested to protect you. If you are being represented by somebody, then somebody would take you seriously. But it's up to you. You want to sign a BRA or you don't want to sign a BRA. But I always advise people to sign a BRA, but sign with a good agent. And always put in clause, like if I'm not happy, I can always terminate the BRA. But be serious with somebody you are working, because instead of trying many agent, better have a good agent who can help you to buy properties. That's what our team is. That's what we are there to help you guys. And so these are the some general, people keep asking. Another question, Saron, I keep hearing from the people. People say, uh, you know, uh, realtor motive is just to put an offer and buy a house. I think that should not be the motive. The motive should be, as long as the buyer is not getting the right deal, the realtor should keep showing them the houses, keep showing them the properties, because they are there to help them. They're there to make best possible deal for them. In our team, if you guys remember, our team remember, I asked everybody, do not put an offer in February and March, because we knew this was a height. That was a height of the market. There were buyer who just wanted to put an offer. We just hold them saying, do not buy right now because the market will cool down. This is a temporary phase. Now every bank is saying this was a temporary phase. Now the market has already cooled down by 5 or 10% in last 1 month or 1.5 months. Now this is the best time. This is the time, this May and June, you will see the one of the best deal coming in the market, because the first time buyers would come, but the stress test is coming, the eligibility of mortgage will come down, and you will see more and more deal at good price. So if somebody is first time home buyer, get it done now. Don't miss this opportunity, because you never know whether this time will come back again or not. So these are the major questions we keep getting. So if you have more
something,
questions,
Ritesh. So when you were talking about why to hire a good realtor or why to work with a good realtor, 70 to 80% of the realtors, they will not even take you after the offer is done. They will not take you to final walkthroughs. So why walkthrough is very important, and we take our clients to walk through after the offer is done, 15 days prior to closing, to check everything is done. Like recently happened with one of my clients, We went for a walkthrough in Brampton 15 days before closing, and there was leakages happening there. There was blockage in water in the taps, like and taps were not working properly. We addressed it to our lawyer. Lawyer sent it to the seller's lawyer. Everything was sorted out within those 15 days. So if the realtor is not working with you even after the offer is accepted, you are going to lose something. Like there will be a risk involved in that case. That's just very important to have a good team.
Yeah. So any more questions, guys? You're most welcome to ask, or you can always go to our website and you can always come back to me and Ron and ask questions in person. So thank you very much for joining in for this webinar today, and you hope you are enjoying the expo. If not, just to give an idea, those who are not in expo, so you can always go to our website exporhine.com, and if you have, and you can always go to the email, put your email, and you can always log into this particular expo which is going on. So there is a first time home buyer stall there. There are a lot of builders, there are a lot of
welcome to one stop solution for all your real estate needs.
So you have so you can get to networking lounge, you can go to the auditorium, you can go to the exhibition halls. Auditorium, right now the session is happening, so if I go there, of course you would sit back, and you can always go to the exhibition halls and you can see what's there. We have multiple builders, we have multiple things, we have commercial, we have pre-construction, we have all these things happening. So just to give an idea, so right now we are having this session so in expo, and you can always go to the auditorium exhibition halls, so you can see the different options. So we have pre-construction, we have commercial, we have first time home buyers, we have low rise, we have high rise. So you can come to know about our team. And so for example, you go to the high rise, so you can see all the options there, good options, 300,000 condos, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. So maybe you go to the this one, so you can go there, you can talk to our staff there, you can do a chat with them, you can chat with them, you can call them, you can talk to them, or you can book an appointment with them. So these are all the multiple options are there. You can explore this expo. So thank you very much for joining in, and hope to see you back soon. Thank you. Bye bye.